Hello everyone, I'm a potato and I'm very happy you guys joined me on the release notes today from Microsoft Flight Simulators 2020 World Update number 2. And this is mainly about the US. I'm gonna start right up front here with two things I really like. It's very cool from Microsoft and Asobo Studios. They included that in the release notes. Two maps, and they show what exactly has been done on elevation data across the US, and this is the map we have in front of us right now. The level of detail here on this scale easily visible, and very nice from them to include this in the release notes. Otherwise it's gonna be a guessing game where they have done something and where not. Here very easy to see. Second map they included is a aerial imagery updated map, and it's only the continental US. Alaska and Hawaii has been left out, but a lot has been done here. I'm very eager to see this in the sim for myself, especially here on the west coast. Quite a lot. Southern California. Generally speaking, the southern US has been improved a lot here, I can see, and especially here Louisiana, southeast Texas and Tennessee, parts of Illinois and Indiana, and almost half of Florida has been done as well, except the Panhandle. So very happy to see that. It's easy for all of us to now head straight to those areas in the sim to explore them. Then next, coming to the airports, and those are exactly the ones that Jörg was already talking about a couple days or weeks ago in the interview given by him. And those are unchanged. Atlanta International, Friday Harbor, Dallas Ft.Worth International Airport, and New York's Stewart International Airport. Definitely gonna check them out myself. Maybe I'll do a video on them as well, so before and after. Points of interest. Now, this is a rather long list. I'm not gonna bother you with going over each and every one of them, otherwise some of you might fall asleep, but just to pick out a few, it's very interesting that they really listen to the community here. I mean, I'm highly impressed by Asobo Studio and by Microsoft in general, that they get the feedback and they take it serious. And Mount Rushmore, I've seen many times in a lot of forums. They were saying that it was really poorly done in the previous version, and I remember it has not been done at all. It was just a flat mountain. Well, it was there, but you couldn't really see anything. Very curious now to go there and check out the update. Also, Devil's Tower, I remember I've seen this in the forums, and things like Las Vegas Strip at night. So I guess all the billboards now and the night lighting has been updated for those parts too. So very looking forward for that to check it out myself. Other than that, performance and stability updates, and I remember, I think Sebastian was it in the interview that said it's only partially fixed, and I'm sure we can see over the next coming updates, and not only the world updates, also the monthly updates, that there's gonna be some more performance updates, especially when it comes to stability of the game. This has been partially fixed as per Sebastian, and one of them that catch my eye here is they have tweaked the distance at which offline air traffic aircraft are visible, and that seemed to cause some performance degradation over time. Not so sure if I had this. I'm usually flying with live air traffic, but I remember I've seen it on multiplayer, especially when there's a lot of aircraft in your vicinity. That really drops my frame rates and my overall performance of the sim a lot, especially on my computer. So I'll see if something will change in the future on that. Planes handling has been improved, flight model improvements, autopilot fixes as well. They were quite a lot. Things to look into. I remember autopilot yaw especially, and also the modes on the autopilot. I had one of the problems I had was with the vertical speed selector knob on the TBM 930. I remember I had it on 2 computers so far. I've seen if you select the VS knob, it will constantly continue to dial in an increase or a decrease. So if you don't react very quickly, you're gonna end up with a vertical speed of 5,000 and more descending or ascending, and that kind of messed up my flight path pretty badly sometimes. So I'll see if that has been fixed in this update. I hope so. Other than that, airliners, definitely things like fuel consumption on the 747 and the 320. They fix this, and they yaw oscillation on the 320 by further reducing yaw gain. Also on the 320, I'm gonna be curious if in the future they're gonna tweak a little more the fly-by-wire system also on the 787. Especially if I compare those planes in the sim with the real aircraft, and this is a little different on the sim, it seems, at least for me. It's those planes and the 787 as well, they tend to balloon a little bit and very hard to control in the last couple seconds before you touch down. Especially on the 787 in real life, if you touch down with the main bogies, the trick is not to let the nose come down too quickly, because the front of the plane loves to drop very, very fast. So this is exactly the opposite in the sim. Plane is very hard to put down on the ground, at least for me. Other than that, general aviation aircraft, a couple of them have been tweaked and fixed, and they changed. For example, mixture control is no longer set to auto mixture on the SR22. The extra 330 LT engine reactivity increased, and fixed the Kestring on both on the extra 330 and the Cap 10 to 90-degree rotation on the tail wheel. Garmin Glass cockpit equipped aircraft, they added a visual notification on the PFD now when deactivating the autopilot, and the flight director is now automatically turned on when the autopilot is enabled and cannot be disabled anymore. UI, a couple of things here as well. For example, the weather image in the flight plan should now be correct in all cases. Some accuracy for the lifetime have been fixed. The push trip menu should no longer freeze. I had that one, I remember, and switching from online to offline in the menu should no longer freeze the title. That was one issue I had as well. Input, they added some new hardware to select from the top-down menu, and another one I had many times was the logbook was not updated as you finish a flight or you turn the engine or the battery master off. Seems like they changed this now, or they fixed it. The logbook should now properly log unfinished flights, either via return to main menu or via landing and shutting down the engine master. Last but not least, World, street lights of smaller streets and roads should now be displayed more randomly. I remember seeing that too in one of the forums. And the workers on the airport should no longer randomly freeze and stop being animated. Nice to see they did that as well. So that's gonna be it. I'll leave you guys to it then. That's the World Update number 2 for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 about the US. Currently downloading the update, and maybe the next video is gonna be a review of the ports and some of the POIs. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for being part, and happy flying. Take care.